What's up, my Blazing Knights? It's me, Blazeix, and welcome back to Blazeix Reacts. Today, we're gonna be reacting to giving Anur aliens ultimate forms. So basically, the monster aliens like blitzwolfer, Snarrow, Frankenstein, and possibly vampire. I don't know if he's gonna include vampire, but you know, it's gonna be interesting. So, without further ado, let's get into the reaction. Wanna go check out the InkTank channel? The link will be down below. Wanna go check out the original video? It's up above. I go check it out. Let's jump right in. Without further ado, Blazeix Reacts. Let's blaze in action. Here we go.
Good evening, ghosts, gremlins, and ghoulies.
His eyes.
This is O.R.Ash.
What's up with his eyes?
To the drawing matrix. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Hey,
we are
Ash.
back once again to continue our Ultimates Overhauled series. Last time, we started covering the original series' playlist add-ons, and this time around, we are continuing with some of the spookiest species Ben 10 has to offer. I'm, of course, referring to the Halloween trio.
Oh, they were so cool in the
These
original.
aliens being tossed into the fray, starting with the arcing plot of Season 3...
Yeah, you kind of had to
Okay,
guess
that's
if it
correct,
was
it's
season 3.
I doubted myself, though. These aliens being tossed into the fray, starting in the arcing plot of Season 3, started to change how I was thinking about the show's creature design a lot. Plus,
So,
Halloween being my favorite
I'm gonna be
holiday
honest with
also
you, I
made me
wish
fall
they
in love
used
with the
them,
show even more as a
I wish
kid.
Ben
But
used those
before we
3
get
aliens
started, I
particularly
did
a
wanna
lot
say,
more.
I see a lot of people in the comments of these videos constantly asking if I'll cover certain aliens. I, O.R.Ash, am making ultimate forms / ultimate redesigns for every transformation Ben has canonically become in the show as of the end of Omniverse. Some particular aliens may be shifted around just a little bit, such as what I'm doing with today's video. Today, I will be covering not only Benwolf, Snarrow, and Frankenstein, but also the vamp made in vain, Vampire. Now,
God, do I love
let us
Vampire and
begin.
Blitzwolfer. Why is he saying Benwolf? That's such a dumb name.
Do you smell that?
What? My wolf breath's not that bad.
As the moon breaks free from the
God, do
grasp
I love
of the
Blitzwolfer.
clouds, you hear the baying and barking of the biped banshee, Benwolf. I call him Benwolf because I reject the name Blitzwolfer. It's a dumb name made from a dumb joke. He's based on a werewolf. and
What
has
other
the
name could you
powers
give
of,
him aside
well,
from Benwolf or
You know,
Blitzwolfer?
aside from his howls being able to shatter stone. To start off, I leaned a bit more into the original series design, mainly because his hair was made of, like, these chunky tendrils, and I really dig that style. But
Honestly,
secondly,
his original
because I wanted
design
to
in
turn
the
each
original
of those
series
tendrils into a
peak.
mouth. Benwolf's signature ability is his sonic howling, and I wanted to give him the ability to do said howling in various directions all at the same time. But I didn't
So
want to go
basically,
with the obvious,
omnidirectional
like,
howling?
Cerberus multiple heads route.
That's actually
so
pretty
what I did is
busted,
more like
'cause you remember how
Cerberus
busted
mixed
his
with,
how was.
I don't know, Medusa. Looking more into the werewolf tropes, I thought it would be cool to add silver bullets into his new power set. Famously, they're known to kill werewolves, but I thought if Ultimate Humongo can shoot rockets from his frickin' hands, then Benwolf can have a gun of some kind. So with that, I decided to give him metal bones. Not to get into the adding metal to Ultimate's gimmick, but I thought his teeth could be made of metal, and when he howls, he can detach and launch them like little projectiles,
Oh,
and
that
then
would be
reload by
busted.
regenerating more teeth. Hence, an equivalent
Honestly,
to
that had to be
silver
my
bullets.
favorite
Kind
design.
of. Just like regenerating his teeth, he would be able to extend these blade-like digits to use for some paw-to-paw slashing combat. I'm just now realizing, as I type the script for this video, these new, like, metal powers actually make him very similar to Bashmouth.
I forgot about Bashmouth, not gonna lie.
Son of a... So, to recap. His new abilities include a multi-mouthed hide for howling in various directions.
What would the drawback
and
be
metallic
then?
bones for firing teeth like bullets.
he just got
and
more busted.
slashing combat. As far as his trade-offs, I would say his metal bones mean he's a bit heavier and a bit slower than the original form. So, other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate Benwolf I dub Medusa.
Ultimate Benwolf.
Oh, that's tight. I love it.
The mummy. Ah, great.
As the winds whirl, stirring the sky, you see the swirling slings of the slinking sovereign, Snarrow. Snarrow was actually the first thing designed for this video, but I wanted to present them in playlist order, so now it's my
That makes
time.
sense.
I drew him first because he was my most solidified idea. The actual body of the mummy is just its head, and that it produces these wraps to use as like a suit to prop itself up on. And he can take a lot of damage to his bandages without reacting almost.
He's strong,
I wanted to
honestly. He's
extend
really
its
strong.
actual body into being a half torso instead of just a head. This torso I designed with elements of both scarab beetles and the classic pharaoh looks to stay on theme with the mummy. This main body would have a hard shell with spiky digits for arms and legs. That's right, I'm giving an ultimate legs this time. I have them stashed away so I can spare some. But these legs weren't made for walking, so that's not what they're
I
gonna
love
do.
it.
One of these days, these legs are gonna make tornadoes made out of sand and debris it kicks up into the air in a circling motion. He uses these legs to kick up sandy cyclones and then tosses in a few of his prehensile bandages to control them remotely. Funnily enough, about a week ago in our Discord server, a few days after I had made this ultimate, was asking if Snarrow should have a tornado creation ability because the Thepkufon in the Protector of Earth video game did. Now, I didn't know
Why
that was a
they
thing,
did!
but for the rest of him, I decided to just kind of loosely drape his bandages off of his shoulders to imply they would swirl around him and just add to the kind of like UFO shaped silhouette that I was giving him. Like his body is meant to be the main saucer and the tornado is like the little tractor beam. I don't know. I thought that was a fun
That's
shit.
actually
Anyway,
kind
to
of a
recap,
neat
for
idea.
his new abilities, he has a new hard durable shell for defense. He can generate tornadoes and control them remotely with bandages. As far as his trade-offs, he can no longer separate his body into wraps. He now has a fully solid like main body. He can't separate it anymore. And because of this, he can no longer maneuver in like small spaces. He's a pretty big boy now. Other than that, may I present my
Yeah,
take
he's a
on
big
an
boy.
ultimate Snarrow that I dub Sand Trap.
Ultimate Snarrow.
That's actually pretty cool, not gonna lie.
Electromagnetic body. Sweet.
A storm ensnared the night, blinding the sky.
My
with the
second favorite
striking
too. I
lightning
love.
from the fastened
Actually, he's the
foil
third
of the
favorite.
frightening
Vampire got him up there.
fiend,
He just has a
Frankenstrike.
stupid.
Here we have my
Stupid
favorite
weakness.
of the inner system species, Frankenstrike. Frankenstrike has been my favorite Halloween alien since I was a kid, mainly because I just love Frankenstein aesthetic characters. Just something about stitches and asymmetry just pleases me.
I see what you're doing
Now,
here.
with this ultimate, I had two different ideas. One, to give him a power specifically to combat predatory Vladats, and two, to just make him a huge electrocharged Hulk. I really struggled to flesh out solid concept sketches for either of them, so I figured I'd just stitch them together and see how it goes. Having asymmetrical anatomy plays into the aesthetic anyway, so with this
Yeah, man.
daunting dude, on his left side, he uses increased amplitude to charge up his muscles into a hulkingly strong state, as well as fire off shockwaves of power when he strikes. And on
Okay, I
his
see
right
what he's
side, he
trying
uses
to
a
do.
series of electroconductive bolts stuck into his arm. He can dispense these bolts and use them to latch onto enemies, temporarily controlling their motor functions, or, with his new non-retconned hyperintelligence, build up a construct of surrounding materials and form them into a golem that he can bring to life with lightning.
Ah, I see what he's doing. I love it.
This golem
I
will
love
only
it.
last till Ben turns back to Ben. As far as his colors, I went with purple because I loved the purple lightning aesthetic from the original series, and it always upset me a bit that any type of energy Ben uses in alien form, in most alien forms, at a certain point in the show, they're just all green. The purple lightning was cool. Besides, if all of the energy is going to be green, technically shouldn't Heat Blast's fire be green? It's energy, kind of. Anyway, to
I mean, he's
recap,
not
as far as
wrong.
new abilities, he can overcharge his muscle fibers, and due to this, he now is a pretty big boy, standing at about 12 feet tall. He also has controlled
God.
charge bolts he can use to control people or make golems
He's
with.
like
And again,
between
I am
Yamato and
giving him
Katakuri.
hyperintelligence. As far as trade-offs, because of his size, he is a big old boy. He is very slow now. He's very slow and heavy because he's a big chunky man. He also loses his twin Tesla coils from his shoulders and trades
but
them
those
out
were-
for a singular Tesla coil on his elbow. He also loses his hair. Other than that, may I present
That
my
was his
take
best
on an
feature,
ultimate
the twin
Frankenstrike
coils.
that I dub Mortal Coil.
Ultimate Frankenstrike!
What do you know? Ordering henchmen around is kind of fun.
Shadows dance wayward.
Now we get to see my second favorite.
The weird whispers of the wicked wanderer. Vampire. Kinda hate that name. Now, on to the alien that I have been dreading this entire video. My unenthusiastic tone aside, I know there are a few people out there that love this blowout bat.
It's
but
me!
the general
He's talking about
consensus is
me!
that this dude is lame. Like, I appreciate that they wanted to add on to the Anur legacy with another classic monster, but like, they just made him your garden variety overpowered character and gave him a goofy gimmick. I understand what they were going for, and heck, I even think it was executed kind of okay with Lord Trancel's character. But Vampire is just a bleh 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 vampire, and doesn't give the same vibe as the other 4 Anur system species. Regardless, I made an ultimate, and with it I wanted to try to salvage the vampire-ness, but go in a different direction. First off, we're getting rid of his eyes.
Why?
Their planet is described to be dark, and they avoid light at all costs. So I thought through evolving the thermal infrared vision that the base form has, it would become so advanced that they wouldn't really need regular vision. They only got eyes for their snacks. They only need that vision. This ultimate has these gill-like gland things on its head and various spots on its upper second.
So basically you're just making him wild mutt.
The cowl of its neck, so it can see in a full 360 degree. To play up the bat aspect a lot more in his design, I extended his underarm wings and made them full-fledged wings with clawed talons at the end. I also added talons to his feet so that he can still grab things while he's flying despite not having like real arms anymore. For his overall design, I wanted it to be like kind of sleek and mysterious, you know, like most vampires or predatory species. So his double set of wings can fold down into a cloak, and his face can actually unwrap itself, revealing his mouth, like the predator, the alien predator.
Or
To
like
help with his
Blitzwolfer
sneaky
did.
stalkeriness, I reversed his sonic explosion power and turned it into a sound wave absorption. He can absorb any sound within a certain radius of himself so that prey can't hear him approaching, and others can't hear prey caught in his grips. I also changed his Corruptoras so that they now act like little minions and can grab stuff for him, as well as attack and explode at will, you know, just for fun. Anyway, to recap, as far as new abilities, he has Soundwave Absorption for stealthiness, he now has drone-like Corruptoras that can act on their own and explode, as well as advanced sensory glands that can pick up infrared and thermal vision. Also, I'm giving him an ability called Skin Veil, which just gives him a general immunity to the sun. As far as his trade-offs, this dude is losing his arms so that he can get more powerful wings, he is losing his eyes in place of powerful sensory glands,
He
and
just
he's
loves
losing
taking
sonic
limbs.
explosions in replacement of the soundwave absorption. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate vampire that I dub Crypt Creeper.
Ultimate Vampire.
That's not bad.
Light descends tonight.
Oh, he has another one for Vampire.
Worrisome woes of the warped wrath. Vampire. Okay, so I know I was just dogging on Vampire with the last one, but I had more than one idea for him, so round 2. Now, for this ultimate, as much as I hate it, I decided to lean into the overpowered angle of Vampire. So no living thing is able to approach the Vladat's planet, Anur Vladius, because there's some kind of weird force that just instantly kills anything that gets near it. So I thought I could have some edgy fun and give this ultimate the literal power of death. His body generates,
And then he takes his legs.
dead energy, and he's able to manipulate it in a few ways. The first is the evolution solution to its sunlight problem. He can create a straight-up veil of darkness around himself so that the sun can't touch him. This also lends well to being a creepy force to be reckoned with.
You know what
'cause
this
all
design
you would
reminds
see
me
until
of?
He gets close to you is a giant
the
ball of
crystals.
shadows. Second,
The crystal
he can shape
prisons
the dead
of
energy
one of the
into
Skylar games,
constructs
Trapped
capable
Team.
of absorbing life energy at a distance. Basically think like a Michael Morningstar type of situation. You touch the energy, you become a Slurpee to someone. To make him even more formidable, I comboed his sonic explosion and hypnosis abilities into something that I call the dark whispers. It's essentially just advanced hypnotism that can be done through just sound instead of having to look into his gaze. He beckons all into the dark, right into his crypts. So, to recap, his new abilities include a dead energy generation and manipulation that he can use in the form of creating a veil of darkness to protect him from the sun, as well as create constructs that can absorb life energy at a distance. And again, giving him his new power, Dark Whispers, which is just advanced sound-based hypnosis with a pretty far range. As far as trade-offs, he loses the sonic explosions in turn for the advanced hypnosis, and he loses the corruptoras. I know people are going to be upset by that, but he can already hypnotize people at a distance. Other than that, may I present another take on an ultimate vampire?
It makes sense. If you're just going to get rid of the coruptoras, you might as well give him the ability to control anyways.
Ultimate vampire.
And sadly, that rounds out our ultimates for the Anur system. Since there are only 4 canon species, and I've already covered Ghost Freak in a previous video, check out the playlist below.
Yeah, that was
I want to
awesome.
finish all of the canon species before moving on to 5YL ones, so that's gonna do it for this one. Other than that, I'm O.R.Ash, and I'm surviving.
Oh, yes?
So fast, Asher.
Scare? Why the hell are you here?
You're really ending the freaky festivities so early.
Well, there's no more canon aliens from Anur. I have to work on and beyond.
Oh, sea devils can wait. You've got one more haunting overhaul to do.
What?
No, Scare, no. What? What are you...
Here in the darkness of space, I am at my full potential.
Bones pop and crack.
Wait! How did Anur get another form?
Zareth of the Zealot Zeitgeist. The Scare. So, I know I've already done Ghost Freak, but I usually do 5 species per video, and Ectonarites are the only other canon species to Anur. Plus, I wanted to draw another spooky alien. That being said, powers-wise, I'm not really gonna justify them with normal jargon explaining. This time around, we're just doing general descriptions, because I want this dude to be crazy, and he's a very late addition to this episode, so I'm just kinda having fun with it. Firstly, he can shapeshift. He can go as small as his base form, which is about 6 foot, but then he can grow to be as big as the size of a building. Secondly, wherever he goes, it is nighttime. If it is daytime, and he shows up out of nowhere like, boo, it's night now. That's how he overcomes his sun allergy. He's able
he
to
becomes
literally
busted.
just turn it into night. Thirdly, he can create hallucinations from his giant shadowy cloak thing, and use them to attack and terrorize people. These shadowy hallucinations can induce insanity in people if exposed for too long, and Zeskar then feeds on said insanity because...
Ecto-God. Zisker.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about Zeke, you won't see him again for a little while. Anyway, did you enjoy the monstrous ultimates I cooked up today? Let me know in the comments down
I'm
below.
angry you
We've
let
also just
Scare
opened up
take
our
over
Patreon
this
and
episode,
Instagram
man,
to help
guy!
us. So follow us down there for old and new updates alike, including the first look at the albedo versions of these ultimates. Make sure you check out our merch store too for a ton of new designs over there, including one related to this episode. Also, make sure to check out all of our links in the description. We've got our Patreon, Twitch channel, and our comic 5YL. As always, I am O.R.Ash, and I'm surviving.
Will you?
God, that is so creepy. I think my favorite had to have been Blitzwolfer. Because I already like Blitzwolfer as an entire alien on his own. One of my favorites, because I love wolf-based characters. But it also depends on the wolf-based character, whether they take it full wolf or they give them wolf aesthetic, like ears and a tail. But like, Blitzwolfer had to be my favorite. I'm just saying. It had to be my favorite. I'm just saying. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, add to your favorites. Want to see more Scorch Time videos from the channel, subscribe. I make videos weekly or daily depending on my schedule. Have any requests for reaction whatsoever, leave a link to the video down below. Make sure it's something I'd be interested in, like Mario, Sonic, Benton, TMNT, or Pokemon, and I will definitely react to it. Our goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers, so help me reach that goal, and you will get a special video from yours truly. With that being said, I hope you all enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos, and remember, many hearts never apart. Live all Blazing Knights, Blazeix, blazing out! Until next time, take care.